Body. This is Shakim. Man, I wanted to go live really quick because there was something that definitely has been and talk about play some clips, right? Because we always got to come with receipts. Always. If you don't come with receipts, nobody wants to hear nothing you got to say. So I want to play some receipts of Governor Cuomo and talking about how he has handled this epidemic. But I want to play something first that might interest you. This is Cuomo before he was busted and the whistle was blown on him because of his cover up in his lies. This guy should immediately be in jail. He should be in Rikers Island or Guantanamo Bay right now, sitting in a cell because of what he has done to senior citizens in his state. This guy should be, any regular person would be locked up. You see how the House and the Senate just tried to get Trump on some bogus charges. We have factual evidence that this guy actually led to the deaths of so many people in his city. He literally, yes, CJ, he literally killed people. He's responsible for death. So let me play something really quick because I want y'all to hear this. This is the words of the far left radical, never Trump anything or never GOP anything, Andrew Cuomo. Just listen.
Look at the basic facts on where New York is versus other states, right? You look at where New York is as a percentage of nursing home deaths, it's all the way at the bottom of the list of states. So
hold on. Now, I want y'all to hear what he just said about deaths in New York in nursing homes. Let me repeat that. Let me. These are his words. These aren't my words. These are his words. So let's once again listen to what he said as far as bragging on his state and his numbers. Let me just play that again for people, just so you can listen.
Look at the basic facts on where New York is versus other states, right? You look at where New York is as a percentage of nursing home deaths, it's all the way at the bottom of the list of states. So I don't think anyone, what's political, what's not political, everyone can make their own decisions.
But why not?
Now, so
look at
this guy just basically came on and said, hey, in New York, we're at the bottom and the nursing home deaths are really low and it's wonderful here in New York because we've done such a wonderful job in response to COVID-19. That's what he just said. You heard him, right? Shakim is a lion. I just want y'all to know Shakim is a lion. You heard it out of his own mouth. That's what he said. Now, let's pull something up really quick. This article, very interesting. Let me put this on full screen. Okay, this is Frito's brother, Andrew Cuomo. Okay, more than 9,000 recovering coronavirus patients in New York State were released from hospitals into nursing homes early in the pandemic under a controversial directive that was scrapped among criticism. It accelerated outbreaks. Now, let's look at what Governor Cuomo actually wanted to do. Listen, the Cuomo administration's March 25th directive barred nursing homes from refusing people just because they had COVID-19. What? His administration said a nursing home cannot refuse people just because they had COVID-19. It was intended to free up hospital space. Remember, Trump and others have given him hospital space and bed space to use during this pandemic, right? So it said, these are the things. Okay, critics have long argued there were many other places for those patients that they could go and they could have been sent, including New York City's Jacob Javits Convention Center, which had been set up as a makeshift hospital, and the USS Comfort military hospital ship, right? So President Trump already had places where they could go in order for them to not fall victim to the coronavirus. So Governor Cuomo now has a lot of stuff on his hand. This guy needs to be in jail. But what's so funny, right, is early in the pandemic, like I said, the liberal radicals had him as this Jesus Christ of Nazareth because he stood against Trump and he fought against Trump and this and that and this and that and this and that. So let me play this, right? This is how Cuomo actually responded when, okay, so one of the things that I found interesting. So let me go back here. This is one of the things I found interesting, right? Is check this out. I found this very, very, very interesting. Let me go here. I want to show something, and what I want to show, it might not be in this particular article, but they actually stated his spokesperson. She actually came out and said the reason why they lied was because they wanted to escape federal prosecution or federal inquiries or probes. It's not in this article, but she said that they wanted to protect themselves against federal inquiries by the Trump administration on why there were so many deaths in nursing homes. So what he did and what his Democratic administration decided to do is they decided to lie and make up numbers to suit their own needs on why the stuff was happening. They lied. But let me play this response by Andrew Cuomo that you're going to find very, very interesting.
See, he should read the reports he issues. The White House coronavirus. Second,
it goes on a little bit more. So, wondering if you could respond to that, and then also the question about the.
He's responding to Donald Trump.
Good. Let's respond to the president. First of all, if he's sitting home watching TV, maybe he should get up and go to work, right? Second, let's keep emotion and politics out of this and personal ego if we can, because this is about the people and it's about our job.
His job.
And let's try to focus on that. I have said repeatedly that when we were fighting for the additional capacity for a hospital system, that the president moved very quickly, and I applauded him for it. And he brought the Army Corps of Engineers, and he brought them up to build the Javits Center capacity, 2,500 beds. He's wrong that it hasn't been used. About 800 people have gone through Javits. To dismiss 800 people is disrespectful.
You just missed thousands of people.
But we didn't use 2,500 beds because we didn't reach the capacity.
Whoa! Hear what he said. He said we didn't use the beds because we didn't reach capacity. Why didn't they reach capacity? Why didn't he not use the beds? He had available space. He sent these people back to nursing homes, and he had the available space
When he says,
that Donald Trump actually built for him. He didn't use them. Why? Because he was too interested in playing political football and trying to deflate his numbers. So he didn't care about the people. He didn't care about the people. He only cared about making the Trump administration look bad and saying, I don't have this. I don't have. Cuomo is a liar. These clips right here show that he needs to be in jail. Why isn't the federal government right now saying they are going to prosecute him? He should be sitting in Rikers Island. The man just said, I played a clip where he said that they had the capacity to take more people in, but he didn't. And now he's caught up in a federal probe now because he sent thousands of people back to a nursing home, sent them back, and they had coronavirus. And he knew that. He covered it up. How would you feel? How would you feel, right? Let's take politics out of it. A lot of people have suffered all kind of crazy things because of the coronavirus epidemic. How would you feel if your loved one that's in a nursing home, the most vulnerable people, vulnerable senior citizens, were in the hospital with coronavirus, and they were knowingly sent back under the governor's directive to the nursing home, and they still have coronavirus, and your loved one caught coronavirus because of what Andrew Cuomo did? Where's CNN? This should be 24-hour coverage right now. It should be 24-hour coverage. You heard what this guy said? I'm going to play it again. This is what he said.
We didn't use 2,500 beds because we didn't reach the capacity.
What? He said we didn't use 2,500 beds because we didn't reach capacity. We know, you know, just as well as I know, that is a bold stone cold lie. I have it right here. I have it right here. More than 9,000 recovering coronavirus patients in New York State were released from hospitals into nursing homes, right? Under a directive by him. They were released. So now he's basically caught in a lie. He's caught in a lie. He's caught. Let me keep playing. Let me just keep playing.
When he says, well, we built it, we didn't need it, it sounds like suggestion is, well, it was a request by the state that wasn't valid. If he didn't really believe 2,500 beds was necessary, I don't believe the federal government would have helped build 2,500 beds. And the number came from a projection from him.
Right.
Him. See, he should read the reports he issues. The White House.
Okay. Now, he should read the report he issues. And if he didn't think those numbers were needed, then he wouldn't have built it. The problem is Cuomo was lying about what was going on. So, of course, Trump he didn't know what was going on. The governor's sitting here lying to him about the numbers and not being truthful. So that's why Trump is like, okay, you don't need all of these beds, because he's up there bloviating, talking about, hey, we have the lowest, we have the lowest, number. This is what he said. This is what Cuomo said.
On where New York on look at the basic facts on where New York is versus other states, right?
He said, look at the facts. Now he's lying. He said, look at the facts.
You look at where New York is as a percentage of nursing home deaths, it's all the way at the bottom of the list of states.
This man just said New York was at the bottom of the list in states, and basically,
Coronavirus task force had enormous, projected in the millions of people. The CDC, which is the president, projected in the millions of people. So the projections were high. They were the president's projections. So for him to say to anyone, well, you relied on projections and the projections were wrong, they're your projections, Mr. President. So were we foolish for relying on your projections, Mr. President? The only thing he's...
Well, what about your projections, Mr. Cuomo? This is what I mean. This is what I mean by coronavirus was all the way politically weaponized to use against Trump. That's what it was. You don't have to be a Trump supporter. I don't care if you're a Trump supporter. It doesn't matter. Let's take politics out of it. We're just talking about the people. The man lied. He blamed President Trump the whole time for his lack of response. He bragged that his numbers were the lowest, especially when coming out of the out of nursing homes. The man lied. He lied. I have the receipts right here where Governor Cuomo lied. He lied. Now, let's talk about what should happen. The guy should be arrested immediately. Arrested for illegally putting people. Listen, I can get locked up right now in downtown Charleston for walking in a store, walking around without a mask. I can be locked up right now for not wearing a mask. All around the country, governors, mayors are locking people up for not having a mask. And you mean to tell me Cuomo is not being held accountable for he did something worse than not walking around with a mask? This guy took senior citizens who had COVID-19 and put them back in the community. Come on. Now they want a virtue signal about wearing masks? When the governor was the one who put all these people at risk of dying for coronavirus, and he lied about it. He lied about it. But then they want to lock you up because you walk to the corner store and don't have a mask. They want you to do all of this stuff, but then they escape accountability and responsibility for their crimes. In that sense, Cuomo needs to be impeached, whatever. He needs to be locked up. He needs to be arrested because he played with lives of so many seniors and family members who had loved ones in nursing homes who died. He needs to be locked up. He needs to be arrested. He needs to be charged. We spent all this time talking about President Trump and what he did and totally missing what matters right now the most. Lives during COVID being saved. You can't say, the Democratic Party can't excuse this and then say, hey, we're the litmus test on how to fight the pandemic. We know what's best. Like I said, everybody, even his brother Fredo, he went on CNN many times and said, hey, my brother is doing such a wonderful job. At the same time, his brother was lying, manipulating, inflating numbers, sending people home with corona, sending people back, elderly people back to nursing homes, helpless elderly people back to nursing homes with coronavirus. Fredo is not reporting it. Fredo hasn't said anything about it. Fredo needs to get off CNN. Somebody needs to get on there and let's talk about this story because it is horrible and horrifying that this should happen. This man right here,